All right, visiting with Nuggets General Manager Masai Ujiri. Special thanks coming in. All right, when you made those comments, when you said a few weeks ago that we're not a contending team, a lot of people said, what are you talking about? Clearly, deep inside, you wanted to contend. You wanted to win. You wanted to go deep into the playoffs. Has your mind changed at all since then?
You know, I think even the worst teams that are put together, whoever puts this team together, you always think that the team is going to win. And inside your mind, you want to manage expectations. You want to put the team in a good place. And honestly, inside me, I thought, yeah, we had a chance, to give teams a fight and to really make a push. I don't know about winning a championship, but really make a push. And definitely disappointed. It's just fresh on our mind. So it's to watch that is it's disappointing.
Let's run through the roster, and obviously some big questions. Primarily Andre Iguodala, who has a player option for $16 million. When does he have to make up his mind that he remains a Denver Nugget, and what do you think he'll do?
I think Iguodala made huge progress as the year went on. It's always difficult. I think you come into a young team and to make all the adjustments. And I thought he did a great job. We got a little bit better defensively, and he helped us. He has that stature as that kind of a player. He has to make a decision. I think the date will be June 25th or something like that. So I'm meeting him next week, and we talked a little bit right after. Sometimes these things are so fresh in your mind that you kind of want to let everything settle a little bit. And I think he liked the team, he liked the city. I think he liked the system, coach, everything, I think that you want to present to a player in his position. So I think there was a bond in the end. I liked watching them right after the end of the game there. We lost, and he sat down in the locker room. You could tell very disappointed with Ty, with JaVale, with Wilson, and there was a group of them that sat down there and talked for a long time, and you could tell it's on to the next now, so very encouraging, even though we lost.
I would guess that would be your core group moving forward, and you told me you don't expect to make many roster changes, that you like what you have right here. What about the argument that this team just isn't playoff ready? This team isn't tough enough. This team doesn't have enough shooters to make it in the playoffs.
Well, I think in the beginning of the season, like we said, golly, how are we going to survive without, no shooters, and we had guys emerge, and we did win 57 games in the season. And yeah, when you lose in the first round of the playoffs, I think as an organization, I take responsibility for what happened. But we're going to evaluate the whole season and see some of the parts that we need to tweak, where we need to get better at, and we are sure that we'll be able to make some fixes. Are they going to be major fixes? Sometimes those things have to come to you. We have a young team, and for us to push to go make some of those greater moves, I don't think we're at that place. I think we have to see this team a little bit more. The young team that was tested in the playoffs, and we'll see how they continue to grow.
You never know if offers come in the summer, especially around draft day and all that business. So if something were to happen, is there anybody on this roster who you would consider untouchable, who you would never move?
We like our whole team, that's the thing. And you're going to look at contracts, fits, you're looking at style of play, you're looking at everything, so you don't want to say, if Michael Jordan becomes available, you have to look and discuss, but other than that, I think our team were very fine with just giving these guys the opportunity to continue to grow. And I don't think we can mention names and say untouchable. I think Ty had a phenomenal year. Andre grew with the team. Our big guys really grew. Kenneth, Fareed, JaVale, Costa, those guys really, I think, got 1 year under their belt. Gallo had a great year with the unfortunate injury. Wilson came on at the end. So I think we feel like we're in a good place. And we might do some tweaking here and there, but we feel like we're in a good place to grow.
The one thing critics said is you cannot win in the playoffs without a star in this league, and this is something that George Karl addressed all year long. In fact, it goes back to what he said a couple months ago. Listen to this.
I don't think it's really sensible to try to win like everybody else is trying to win. I've always liked to do the different thing, the Doug Moe thing, out of the box thing. I'm just saying, why does the formula to winning a championship is only one way? And it bothers me.
All right, George is obviously on board with your plan. What do you say, Masai, to the line of people around the door who want George Karl out of the organization?
Hall of Fame coach, I think he's continued to do it, and we won 57 games. I think to just point at one thing or one person, I think is I take responsibility too. You know, we put the roster together. You know, like I think it will take time, but do we know if the roster is flawed or not? You know, those are things that all of us are going to sit down and discuss at the end. You know, this team won 57 games. Yeah, there's the argument: are you built or do you play for the regular season, and how do you address the playoffs? Well, honestly, that's our next challenge, and that challenge is on me, and we will fix it. We will resolve that. We felt like we put a team together, and I think they played well. They played hard, and we'll get better at the little things that we need to do. With the question about the superstar, Vic, there's 7 or 8 of them in the league. You know, the reality of life is they are hard to come by, and if we're going to sit here and cry in Denver that we don't have one, you know what? We're not. We're going to continue to build this team and grow this team
Could
until.
you attract one though? Could you go out
yes,
and get
for
one?
sure. For sure, I think we are getting to a place where. Couple years ago, would people say, would Iguodala come to a Denver? You know, but the way the team is situated now, the group of players together, how they play, the system, the city, coach, everything coming together. We feel that if it came to something came on the table, yeah, you know, we feel we could make an argument. I think all that going to special city or big market and all that stuff, I think it's a phase in the NBA and it will go away, just like high school players was, just like international players was, just like there's always a new thing in the NBA, and I think that was a phase and it will go away.
You know, I've defended George for a long time, and his resume speaks for itself, but can you admit, and would George admit, that he might have to do some adjusting when it comes to the postseason? He may have to coach differently in the postseason.
I think so. This is something we're all going to sit down. You know, it's all fresh in the mind, so emotions and everybody feels. I think wants to act so quickly now. You have to let it settle down a little bit, and once it settles down, you know, we'll all meet and we'll figure out, you know, what needs to be done and work collectively with what needs to be done to move the organization forward. And the playoffs is a huge priority for us. It's the only priority right now, because I think with this team built how it is, and whether we make tweaks or not, whether we make a big trade or not, the playoffs is definitely something we want to figure out.
You have a lot in common with the Denver Broncos. Regular season is great and all, but it's all on the playoffs right now.
No question.
Masai, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
I personally thought you would have taken the Spurs down to the wire. That would have been a great series. A little later on All Access, Just when you thought you knew everything there is to know about Missy Franklin, you've seen everything you need to see, there's something else. A movie. It's actually a documentary scheduled for release at the end of the year, and the title is perfect. It's something Missy's been doing since she was 4 years old. Touch the Wall.